Welcome to American Real Title, and congratulations on the sale of your home. I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to finalize this transaction for you, and we look forward to working together in the future again. I am doing this video in order to explain some of the documents that you will be signing today. This will make it faster. By the time I sit down with you, you can sign, you'll understand what you're signing, and then you can go off to enjoy maybe the proceeds of your sale. All right, we will initially start with a sign-in sheet. Everyone that sits at the table has to put their name, telephone number, and who you're here on behalf of. Regardless of whether you're a seller or not, you still have to sign this if you're sitting at the table. It's sort of our witness list. We will go over a seller CD. That's what it's called, a closing disclosure. This is the document that has all of the numbers that you are really interested in. Your closing fees, the commissions that you're paying to your agents, all of the fees that you're actually paying for the closing, title insurance, recording fees, and your final net amount, which is the important thing. So we will go over this document in detail when we sit down, but that is one of the documents that we'll go over. Now, if you're closing this and selling this property to a buyer who's obtaining a loan, and that loan happens to be an FHA insured loan, there will be one or two documents, there are certifications from the loan package that you will have to sign. What you're signing, what those are stating is that you have not made any agreements with the buyer outside of what's on the contract that the lender's not aware of. There aren't any addendums that they didn't receive. There isn't, basically what they want to make sure is that you're not letting them borrow money to maybe put down their down payment on the loan when they're thinking that the buyer had the money themselves. They don't want you and the buyer to be exchanging money between each other. And that's only if your buyer is getting an FHA loan. If they're getting a conventional loan, you don't have to sign any loan documents. The next document will be privacy policies. That just states that we don't share any of your personal information with anybody. Social security numbers, all of those things stay here within our files. We don't share anything with anyone else. We don't put any of your information on the cloud, so you are protected here. The warranty deed. The warranty deed is what's going to transfer the property from your name to the buyer's name. So we'll go over this. This has the legal description of the property, the purchase price or sales price as it would be for you. You will sign this in front of me or the notary that's going to be sitting here with you, and another witness which we will provide. There'll be two witnesses and a notary. Non-public record search disclosure states that if you have, assuming this is not a lot, you have electric, Comcast, Dish Network, Embark. Those are private accounts that we do not do searches for. So those accounts, once they're closed, they're going to follow you and you have to pay them. The only thing in Lee County, if we're doing a closing in Lee County here for you, the water is the only utility that's lienable against the property. So we always do a search for it. We always make sure that that's included in your settlement statement and that we charge for it at closing to pay it in full prior to the closing. Other than that, the rest of your utilities will be your responsibility. We will go over a funds transfer agreement. Usually our seller intake sheet, which we've sent to you previously, has a paragraph that specifies what you want to happen with your proceeds. Do you want a check? Do you want it by wire? We will go over this again at closing only because I need it in writing again from you and I have to witness what you're telling me. This form will give you the opportunity to write down your account information, so that we can wire to you. That's the way that I always like to send the money. I'd rather do that than give you a check and have someone put a hold on it. So while we're going through this, and before I come in, if you get those numbers ready, pull up your account information, that would help us out. The closing affidavit states that since our last title update, that you haven't started any work on the property or anything that could become a lien. That's working on a roof, new windows, construction on a pool, clearing out a lot, anything that could become a lien. Also, the IRS hasn't The IRS hasn't sent you notification that they're suing you for money that you owe them. You haven't had a neighbor or a friend fall on your property and they're putting a claim against your homeowner's insurance. Basically, you're stating that nothing is outstanding and nothing is owed or will be owed after closing. The notice to entitlement to reissue rate states that if you have an owner's policy that is less than 3 years old, we will have given you a credit in your settlement statement for the owner's policy if you are paying that for the buyer. Tax proration agreement just states that the proration of the taxes that we've calculated, if you're closing prior to November, are done on the tax number for the year prior because the bill doesn't come out until November. So let's say you're doing a closing this year, the number that we have used to prorate that was the amount from last year. And then there is a Florida Insurance Premium Disclosure and Settlement Agent Certification. What that states is that the Florida Insurance Commission sets a minimum amount that is to be charged for owner's insurance and lender's insurance. And the title agencies are allowed to upcharge that. We do not do that, but this is a disclosure letting you know what Florida premium is required to be as a minimum and what the closing disclosure or your settlement statement has. Ours will always match as we never increase our fees. And that will conclude the documents for you to sign and sell your home. And then we can do the closing and send the money to you, and you can go on your vacation or buy your new home. And we'll all be done here. Thank you so much.